Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Paul Leslie, and I just want to introduce you to the course you're going to be taking over the summer, which is the PME GDE 801. And just so you know, I'm speaking to you from my cottage here in Port Mattoon, Nova Scotia. So let's have a look. So you'll have received an email from me with this document, which is basically the course dates, and you'll also receive the syllabus, which you can access from the course as well once it opens on Monday. So just wanted to highlight a few things for you here. If you scroll down through, you'll see this graphic, which I created to try to highlight the connection between the various aspects of the course. So we're going to start with a discussion of why do we want to even cultivate creativity. And during that, you'll get a chance to introduce yourself and share your thoughts about your own sense of creativity. A lot of you will say, I'm not very creative. And perhaps what you really mean is you can't draw, or you maybe aren't as artistic as others. But I can assure you we'll all discover some creativity by the end of this course. So we'll move through that. Then we'll move into Module 1, where we'll look at what does it actually mean to be creative. And you'll look at a variety of creative processes or some readings for you to do. And then you'll do a discussion forum where you'll conceptualize some of the different creative processes that we can find on the internet, basically. And you'll put together your own conceptualization of what it means to be creative. And we'll be moving along quite quickly because this is only a 7-week course. And we'll move right into Module 2, which is how do you then cultivate your own creativity? So that will be quite busy because we're going to look at a discussion on what can you do to improve your own creative output. You're going to then look at, with your new understanding of creativity, you're going to look at some of your own past experiences, and then you're going to devise a creative experience for yourself to work on basically concurrently as you work through the remainder of the course. So I'll come back to this in a moment. But so you can see here with this Module 2, it's really thinking about your own creativity and developing yourself. So cultivating, looking at a mini analysis, and then a proposal for a major analysis. So these two can also overlap in a way, because often what students do is think about, well, what have I done in the past that I would deem creative based on my new understanding of creativity? And then how can you build on that? So once you figure out, well, what's a past example? How could I do it better? So that becomes your proposal for a major analysis. So you put the proposal in, and as you'll see way down here with the color coding, the final assignment of the course is the analysis of that creative experience that you've created for yourself and worked your way through. So back to this left-hand side here. So we've discussed about how to cultivate your own creativity. Then you're going to look at how do you invite creativity in those around you. So mainly your peers. So it could be people that you work with professionally, could be students if you're just guiding them through something, but really it's aimed at your PD, at your peers. Because if you look at the color coding again, we have the inviting creativity, there's a non-graded discussion here, and then you're going to put a discussion in on investigating your own things. So how do you work through creativity, and what do you want others to know? Like, how would you invite others to be creative themselves? And then you're going to use that back down here in Module 5 to put a PD presentation together for your colleagues. And that's, you have a bit of time to do that, because I've found that students often appreciate this particular assignment the most because it's something very practical that you can actually use for a PD day at your school or institution. So you'll be inviting creativity, then you're going to be guiding creativity. So this is much more focused on you guiding your students through a creative activity. So there's a discussion on what you might do, and also an assignment. So you don't have a lot of time because this is a short course, so the discussion is really for you to throw some ideas out there, but you kind of very quickly have to turn that around, put together an assignment in which your students would do something that helps them to understand and develop their own creativity. So I've already talked about the PD presentation, and then we're going to close. You're going to share that PD here, creative product discussion, and then you're going to submit your major analysis of a creative experience. I've already talked a bit about that. So let me just zoom out here for a moment. You can see that there's quite a bit of relationship here. And just to reiterate, we're going to look at what is creativity, what are the creative processes, what's involved in being creative, how do you become more creative yourself, how do you invite others to be creative, how do you guide your students and perhaps your peers, and then here you're going to investigate what you think of as creativity and share it with your colleagues. And then we'll celebrate our creative products by looking at your major analysis of your own creative experience. All right, so I'll just close by commenting that for each of these sections, I usually try to post a video at least a week in advance to discuss a bit more in detail what I'm expecting. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you so much.